Welcome back to Hamtainment. Now, before we get to the She-Hulk review for episode 2, like and subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell for notifications for every time I upload a video. Come on, if you like what I'm doing here, subscribe to this channel. We're doing everything. We're doing TV, movie reviews. In the future, we're going to do skits. We're doing Twitch vids, all that stuff. So subscribe to the channel. Now, if you guys have not seen She-Hulk episode 2, this will be a spoiler review. So if you haven't seen She-Hulk episode 2, leave now before you get spoiled.
I will only do it if I can hire my own paralegal. Non-negotiable.
I truly do not care who your paralegal is.
Alright, so as you know, if you saw my last review, I very much enjoyed the first episode, and episode 2 was just more of the same that I very much liked. I love the comedy, I love the kind of seriousness balance that She-Hulk has shown in the first 2 episodes, and I love like the little Easter eggs. Obviously, we start off from where the last episode left, where basically she saved the courtroom from Titania, I believe the, not supervillain, but the enhanced individual was who broke into the courtroom. And so after the events of that, and basically, she revealed to basically the world and everybody that she is She-Hulk, and now it is interfering with her job as an attorney at law. And I like how that case, that pretty much that went down, because even though she's a very good attorney, and she would have probably won that case without, saving the jury, because she saved the jury, they were biased, and because of that, it led to her boss basically firing her, which leads to, basically she's unemployed and she's trying to find work, which I thought was a pretty cool, idea, is that even though she's a very damn good lawyer, this new power that she has gotten unwillingly is interfering with her normal day life. So I like to see how basically what Bruce told her in the first episode is coming to light in this episode. And so, she's looking for a job. I love that. I love her family, by the way. When she has her family dinner, I love how her family is not basically afraid of her or shunning her or any of that normal superhero stuff you usually just get. It was a very warm, funny family. I particularly love her dad when he's just like, like, I'm checking up on you, kid. Like, this is not the first time we had a Hulk in the family. And he said, at least you didn't destroy a city when you became the Hulk, which is a little jab to his nephew, Bruce. But I thought all those parts were pretty awesome. I also like that that she got hired at this new superhero law division, which basically is, I guess, attorneys for enhanced individuals. And her first case is Emil Blonsky, who, if you remember, all the way back in 2008 in the first Hulk movie, the one right after Iron Man, he was the one that played Abomination. And if you've seen, a little spoiler for Shang-Chi, which we'll get to in the end, you do see him in Shang-Chi when he goes to the underground fight club when he's fighting Wong. So I love that whole scene of basically she had to go into this federal maximum prison. It must be real difficult for her because she has to keep swapping between her She-Hulk and her normal persona, because basically what people want, like at her job, she can only be She-Hulk because that's where they hired her, and then to get into this prison, she has to be normal because there's no powers involved. And I love to see Emil Blonsky, the same guy who played Abomination all the way back in 2008, is the same guy we see today. Of course, he's a little older. And just to see him like more zen and chill, kind of like how Bruce has become more zen and chill, which is why he's able to become the smart Hulk. Same thing with Blonsky, at least we think so. I don't think he'll be the big bad in this series. I could be wrong, but I don't think he's going to be the big bad. He seems pretty much at peace at what happened. He does make a lot of good points where it's been a while since I've seen that movie, but if I remember correctly, he was serving the U.S. military at the time to hunt down basically Bruce because they're working on the Captain America Super Soldier Serum. That went wrong. And if I remember correctly, they did pump him full of the serum, which he does mention in the show, but I think he wanted that power. But it was pretty much the U.S. government's fault because they had to, basically fight fire with fire. So he made a lot of good points of like, he is only a product of what they made him. And I actually kind of felt bad for him. He looked like he was turn over a new leaf. He wrote haikus to all his victims. Obviously, Jen calls Bruce because it's a conflict of interest because he tried to kill her cousin. And Bruce was like, that was such a long time ago. And I love the little wink and the nod that he was like, that was when I was a different person. Because if you remember, they recasted the guy who plays Bruce Banner to the one we know now. So Mark Ruffalo is the Bruce we know now, but before it was another guy who did it in 2008. So that was like a nice little wink. She even did the whole breaking the fourth wall, where she looks like, you know, literally a different actor. But I thought that whole point was fun. We also got not a conclusion, but kind of that Sicarian ship that made them crash in the first episode. We see Bruce Smart Hulk on that ship going to Sakaar, we presume. Now, I don't know why he would go to Sakaar. Either they told him to come back, or they threatened him, or we might actually get the Planet Hulk storyline, which we kind of got some of it in Thor Ragnarok, but the gist of the Planet Hulk storyline is basically he takes over that planet. But I can't see him doing that now because he's intelligent, unless he's going to revert back to the, you know, caveman kind of Hulk. But I think we'll get more of that storyline. So I'm curious to see where that goes. But we do get a timeline to where She-Hulk is set, because you remember in Shang-Chi, in order to find his sister, he goes to this underground like fight club where we see Abomination fighting with Wong, and I think Wong is training him. I really don't get the dynamic between them, because it looks like he's training him, because he says you gotta watch those punches or something like that. So now we know She-Hulk, at least from episode 1 and 2, is either concurrent or a little bit behind Shang-Chi, because at the end, where she basically said, I'm gonna take the job to defend Blonsky and, you know, get him his freedom, she turns on the news, and then we see that he broke out from the federal maximum prison, and he's in the fight club fighting Wong. Now, we don't know if he broke out and then Wong found him and then is trying to rehabilitate him, or we don't know if Wong actually broke him out. I really don't know what's going on there. But now we get a little timeline in where She-Hulk is right in concurrent to the storyline of Shang-Chi. So I thought that was pretty cool. You know, all in all, you know, I think I'm enjoying the She-Hulk much more than I thought I would, just seeing the trailers and the clips before the TV show came out. But, you know, episode 2, I'd give it a strong 8 out of 10. I'm enjoying Jennifer Walters. I'm enjoying She-Hulk. I'm enjoying all the cast around her. I think the cast is a very lovable cast. You know, all the little Easter eggs here and there. I'm curious to see where they go with the Abomination storyline and how that goes through. Obviously, we know Wong from Doctor Strange. You know, Sorcerer Supreme is in this show based on the trailers. So I'm curious to see how he intertwines with She-Hulk and her world as an attorney. But so far, I'm loving Marvel's TV show of She-Hulk, and I hope they keep up the good work, and I hope all the other episodes are as good as the first 2 have been. But yeah, that's been my spoiler review of the She-Hulk. Now let me know in the comments below, did you like this episode? Did you not like this episode? You know, let me know in the comments below. I will answer all the comments you guys put. And remember, of course, like and subscribe to Hamtainment for all your entertainment needs. I'm your boy Hamid Mark, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.